Well, I sure wish this wasn't here.
Kill me.
They're the fuckers that didn't do their job in the fucking first place.
There's our soundbite. Ideally, before we figure out where we're going to build and make any steps towards that, we need to deal with this.
Sure do.
So painful. All right, surprising update. We're Tyson and Alicia. A few years ago, we rented a 24-foot RV to see if we liked tiny living. Well, we liked it so much that we decided to sell our 2,400 square foot home. And we bought ourselves a 25-foot airstream trailer to live in full time. We bought some land in rural Nova Scotia that we'll eventually build a house on. But for now, we've just built a garage, as winterizing the trailer in Canada was not something we wanted to do. As we figure out what life inside a garage looks like, it's really time to turn our focus on the property outside because we've been neglecting it for way too long. Be sure to like our video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss an update.
Intermittently, at random, not inspiring a lot of confidence. What do you figure? Get the shovel. Just kidding.
So this is our property in northern Nova Scotia. We've had it now for actually a couple of years before we...
That's true. I was going to say it's been years, but it really has.
No. The initial plan was to build the garage, which you've seen, and then build a house to follow.
Which will.
Yeah, that timeline has changed.
Just a delay.
Yeah. Tyson would live in the trailer in the garage for the rest of his life and not bat an eye.
No, I'd get it. I think I'd not here. I'd get wanderlust and be like, let's go somewhere else.
Well, that's the other thing. So we've spent the last year traveling all over the world because we don't have a mortgage, and we're taking full advantage of that before we build, and all of that money is gone.
Not all of it.
A lot of it. Yeah, and it's pretty cool to be mobile and be able to pick up and go because we don't have huge expenses of a mortgage to pay, massive bills, energy bills are quite high here. Another reason we haven't built yet is that we've ran into a few issues. One being we were supposed to have a well and septic before we moved in here with the trailer, which that didn't happen. So we're living without both right now. But we have some issues on the land that we'll show you that are dictating where we can or cannot build on this property. Let's check it out. Look, whatever motivation you need to like tidy stuff up, I'm here for it. So yeah, I feel good about that.
Good.
We just came out to film, so we just tidied up some wood pieces. And yeah, that works for me. So what do people need to know about this lot that we bought?
There's
Comes with water feature.
yeah. It's really only like an overflow from the other road over there because this province doesn't believe in ditches being on the part of every road.
Yeah, we're currently trying to, I was gonna say work with the province, but that's a lie. Hang on, I just gotta start this video. You were very right about the quick start button. I'm sorry I fought it for so long. Okay.
It's like one of the main features of that phone. It's like, if you're not going to use this, why'd you even upgrade?
Well, I was using it, but I was using it for the auto silent, which I always keep it on silent, so it didn't make sense. Okay. Anyway, no problems here with the drainage, but up here, we do have some issues where the road has actually washed away twice, so they've had to, maybe 3 times since we've lived here. And this is coming right across our land from the hill over here. I don't feel like I'm explaining it right.
No, that's pretty much it, yep. Across the other road, then it cuts across our property in a little diagonal line. And then gets to this point where it collapses the road when there's tons of water.
Hi, quick interruption. We get a lot of people ask us how we chose the size and model of the trailer when we decided to move in it full time, and honestly it was pretty hard. We had to buy it sight unseen and rely on YouTube videos to decide what we were going to get. The Halifax RV show is the sponsor of this video, and they are Atlantic Canada's largest RV show. It's happening January 23rd to 26th at the Halifax Exhibition Center, and they're giving our viewers a discount on tickets with the promo code aliciae at checkout or the link in our description. If you're thinking about buying an RV or a trailer, this is the place for you. With over 100 units on site and the leading maritime dealers, there is something for every taste, experience level, and budget. Thank you to Halifax RV Show for sponsoring this video, and be sure to use the code aliciae at checkout and check out halifaxrvshow.ca for more information on tickets. Back to the video. I think you can see the water going through in there. Ooh, I just realized this is Tyson's phone, not mine. I'm holding it over water. He would kill me. Yeah. Well, that's not good. Say something cliffhanger-y for me to use in the beginning.
Like what?
Think about the videos that you watch. They're like, I don't know what we're gonna do. This is really bad.
Hilarious.
So the neighbor said to us, we need to contact the province so that they will, they'll dig the ditch. So because how they set it up, no one was living on this land. And yeah, so they'd fix it. It wouldn't be an issue. That's not what happened. Anyone who's dealt with their own province, I'm sure, knows the thrill of that. Their answer was they don't work on private land. But they own
they're not asking you to work on private land. I want you to work on your own road.
Yeah, I think there was a miscommunication, but they weren't even willing to have the discussion with us. They just told us it was up to us to deal with it, and that if we dealt with it and pushed that water up on the road, then they would come and we would have to fix it. But the irony is, because there's no ditch, the water is up on the road, and that is literally the problem. So let's go show you where that's coming from. Do you want to grab that one? You want me to run back and get it? See, I respect his time doing this, so I'm jogging. Doesn't hurt to get a few extra steps in, hey?
Well, I sure wish this wasn't here.
I mean, that's softly passive.
Well, I sure wish this wasn't here.
Put in the comments, do you think the province is going to do anything about it?
I have opinions.
Tag your local MLA. Yeah, I know you have opinions. Give them to us. Tell the people your opinions. That'll make for good
Well, then the province won't want to help us.
They don't want to help us now. So what's the lesser of the two evils? Do we keep battling the province to come do something about this, or just do the work ourselves? Eat the cost.
I want to do both.
Oh.
We'll do work, and then we'll also be a pain in their ass.
Oh my god, this is
fuck them.
recording. Didn't realize.
You fill all that in and force it back towards the road.
That's exactly what they told us not to do.
I'm not going to force it over the road, just towards the road.
I mean, that sounds
Totally
like
different.
a recipe for disaster, but okay.
Well, then they can fix their problem.
Yes, in a perfect world. And maybe the government will do what we want them to do and what we pay our taxes for.
You never know.
You never know. I mean, we still have lots of room to build. We have 3.28 acres.
Well, it's an inconvenience anyway.
Yeah, like I want it closer to the front just so we can see those gorgeous sunsets. But we can easily push back.
Well, I don't think we're going to have to, though. If we follow my plan, filling things in with dirt.
I don't love that plan. I mean, yes and no. I just think that you're going to... Because I have to deal with the fallout of you being horribly angry with the province.
And partially because some surveyor at some point decided to call that a watercourse. When it's like a watercourse makes it sound like a fucking river or something. And it's like, no, this is a little piss trickle coming off the road that probably has like microplastics and exhaust and everything in it anyway, so not killing any fish.
And the truly ironic thing is, like when they talk about where we can and can't put our septic, is that
50 feet from there, there's hundreds of thousands of gallons of cow shit getting spread everywhere.
I have footage of that I will throw in here. Yeah, it was like we were building and looked over and the truck is just
blasting
feces all over the field. And they're like, no, you can't put your septic there because if it leaks in, it's going to go in that covered field.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's like, the farm can have it for free, man. Just saving them money, doing our part for the local economy. I don't know where it's going, so you have to point it out.
Well, that boundary to that boundary is the buffer from the water course.
The pink tags.
Yeah, which is just running in the back there. So really, we might have room to put it in here and not move anything, but I would like to just have more buffer, because a little more room to make changes on the fly is going to be a lot easier for the process than being squished to this little confined area.
So the two things we have to consider is that the septic can only be so close to the water course, and then the house can only be so far from the septic. Those are the two things.
The well has to be X amount of feet away from the septic as well.
Oh, it'll be a whole other episode when we tell you about the well debacle. Because it is a debacle.
We'll get there eventually.
We'll get there. I mean, we've made it this far.
It's moving.
Shockingly.
It's moving. And we get to go on trips, so.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Every time I get upset about something, I'm like, well, we're going on holiday somewhere, so.
I know that's how I cope.
Yeah, it's a pretty good coping strategy.
When my boots are muddy and there's muddy paw prints all over the inside, I think about, when's the next trip?
Or when we're moving all these sticks and everything, and it's like, how long till the next trip?
Yeah, that video is going to be in before this one. Okay, I gotta pee.
That we could probably push this buffer out further that way without disturbing too much at the road, just by like diverting the water over. It's just because it like takes this dirty right hand diagonal hook over there that squeezes in this end. So really, if we just trenched it straight towards the road and then filled that in to divert a little bit, then we'd be buying breathing room over here too, that we could potentially keep it in line more with the far buffer over there.
But see, here's my problem with that, is that you present it, and please tell me if I'm wrong, you present it, we just have to trench, little trench, makes it sound like it's a half-day work, weekend at best, but knowing...
No, you get a machine in.
Yes. So we hire people to do it?
Well, we're going to have to hire people to do a bunch of land stuff around
that
here
wasn't
in
the
first
plan
place.
when we talked about it before. I have wanted to hire people to help us clear all of the sticks and stuff and these mounds of dirt that we have left. And he doesn't want to hire. And I get it. I love watching the channels where people do this all themselves and it's their full-time jobs. But we have full-time jobs and this is what we do outside of that. So I just want to be clear when it comes to actually getting the trenching done and you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'm like...
It's just a matter of getting as much work done as possible at one time so that you're not paying a ton of mobilization.
I mean, I
fees to the
agree.
contractor.
All right, so sounds like we need to make a list and a plan. All right, surprising update. So before we even got this video posted, we got a letter in the mail saying that our local MLA is going to meet with the community about the conditions of the roads. So fingers crossed that's going to work in our favor. So right now we're just going to be, our plan and list is a holding pattern until we figure out what that means. So we'll keep working on the land as much as we can, but we have some travel coming up that we're really excited to share. One of them being the longest trip we've taken in the trailer yet. So I have some serious work to do before that can happen with what I can bring in the trailer. Stay tuned. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our updates. Is that a giant mushroom growing off that tree?
Yeah.
Awesome! Huge! Okay, focus.